Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. Got a couple cool folding knives to check out, called by Snake Eye. Anyways, so obviously they're made in China. Now, let's get to the nitty gritties here. The steel that they're made out of, and my magnifying glass is dying here. Steel type is 3CR13 on the Karambit, and on the other one, probably going to be the same stuff. Actually, no. The other one is 440. That's kind of cool. Now, this stuff here, it's called, again, it's 3CR13 steel. That is not it's not as good a quality as steel as 440. 440 is a very common steel, but it's still not the best out there anyways, because you do have to resharpen even 440 often, okay? This you're going to resharpen more often than 440, okay? Though both of them do hold a edge. How long they're going to hold their edge is going to depend on what you're cutting with these things, obviously. Now, being that this is a Karambit knife, okay, many of you probably have seen Karambit knives on some of your favorite TV shows, one of which for me is Lucifer, his demonist, or whatever you call the chick, the demon chick. She uses Karambits. Hers, I believe, are full tang style, but there's a flipping motion that you can do with these things, and I'm still trying to figure that out to get it done, but they are commonly held in this manner from what I've seen a lot of, because it's a fighting knife, right? It's a close quarters fighting knife, and you can do different actions with these things for spinning. But anyways, this is a folding version of a solid one, and it does have a belt clip. Actually, this one does too. I kind of really like the style of this blade. It's really nice. Now, this is my wife's knife. Knives aren't really her thing on her channel, so she asked me to talk about her knife as well. These have really cool patterns on the handles. We actually got these from Pawn Shop in North Bay, a guy that I know really well, and is over at Hawk and Save. And but even Hawk Exchange in North Bay, they carry knives from time to time as well. Now, these are both, obviously, they're used knives. We paid $10 a piece for these, and that was a really good deal. And I thought, I've been wanting a Karambit for a while, but I'm also looking at, I want to try to see if I even really like a Karambit, but I don't want to spend much money, but I also don't want to buy something that's absolute utter garbage. So, I mean, this thing probably sells for, I don't know, 30, 35 bucks new, somewhere in there probably. And this one would probably be in the same kind of category, okay? They look really nice. Now, they are built kind of cheapish on the handles. They are plastic, but you got to expect that because of the patterns going on here. This is not high quality. If this was a high quality one with this kind of pattern, that would likely be probably wood, or maybe it could have been steel because of added weight required. The blade certainly would not be this cheaper steel. It would be 440 or better. And on higher end knives, you're not usually going to see 440. You're going to see better than 440 steel. So let's just keep in mind for the kind of money we're paying for these and what their usability is, or novelty sake. And to me, these are more like novelty things. This is like a fantasy style knife. It's really cool. I love the dragon pattern. That kind of attracted me to that, other than being a Karambit style. But I'm also looking too at this whole thing, how much of this is actually literally all plastic? Well, mainly just the side pieces are plastic from what I can tell on this thing. Let me take a good look at this, because I'm pretty sure we do have steel, and yes, we do. We have some thin steel layers, and then we have these thicker portions that are definitely plastic. So, I mean, it's not a bad knife, okay? It's not a bad knife, but for me, this is something where, yeah, I want to see if I can get used to one of these things before I spend, decent money on an expensive one. what am I going to use it for? I mean, it is a fighting knife, and it's not like it's the apocalypse at this point, but, you know, I mean, if you're a prepper, fine. But I like martial arts type of weaponry, okay? And there is a lot of martial arts stuff that is completely legit and legal in Canada, okay? And there's stuff we're not allowed to have anymore. They took our toys away because they're dangerous, apparently. But anyways, definitely anything is dangerous in the wrong hands, that's for sure. But in the right hands, that person can be very, very skilled and very dangerous with said weapon. And I mean, literally, if you're a martial artist and you need a weapon to beat up somebody that's trying to attack you, I think you might want to practice your skill level a little bit more, okay? Because you don't need stuff like this to beat somebody up, okay? So I'm just putting it out there, right? I studied martial arts when I was younger, and even though we learned weapons, we also learned that we don't require them, okay? But there are weapons that became part of that culture of our chosen martial art style, be it Shaolin Kung Fu, Ninjutsu, Karate, what have you, okay? But there are some really cool things out there. That's the thing. And I like collecting knives. I think knives are really cool, right? And I don't care if it's a folding knife or if it's a solid, you know, all one piece kind of deal, right? Doesn't matter to me. If it looks cool and I can find a use for it, or maybe I just want it as part of my collection to never use it, but just, you know, look at it and admire it because it's a collecting thing, then that's fine by me, okay? Now, my wife will probably use this for cutting boxes or something, no big deal. I sharpened up both of these things because they were kind of sort of sharp, but not enough to cut paper. Now they're pretty sharp, you know, but they could still use a little bit of work, especially on this edge. I can feel where the edge is rolled a little bit on this side, but on this side not. So I got to work on this blade a bit more. I think I'm going to have to use the stone on this one. Now the karambit blade, you can't sharpen that with a normal flat stone. It's not going to happen. And so there's other sharpening tools out there you could work with. I have one of these rods where you just go kind of thing, and that's what I use, and it works fantastic. Use that on my hunting knives too because it works a lot better than a stone in my opinion, but hey, teach their own, right? Now, for 10 bucks a piece used, fantastic deal. Brand new, like I said, I'm guessing at that price range, but even at my guess, are they kind of worth that kind of money? Well, it's kind of, you know, I think that for me, if I would have saw this on Amazon for 25, 30 bucks, would I have bought it? I don't know, probably. I might have because I really like the dragon thing. I think it's really neat. I like the style. It's kind of neat. You know, and it's inexpensive. So for something like this to learn karambit style, I think this is a good starting point at least, and at least it's not digging or cutting into my fingers like some of the cheap ones that are on Amazon. You got like packs of 2 and stuff. They are garbage, a lot of them, right? So you really got to search them out to find something that's half decent with good reviews, because cheaper isn't always better. Sometimes it actually is pretty good, but watch the steels. This 3C stuff is not that good of a steel. It's a very piss poor quality steel, and you know, but it is still steel nonetheless. So I'm probably not going to use this as my next box cutter, in other words. I have a better knife for box cutting that's 440 that will stay sharper far longer, you know, and this is more for my collection for novelty purposes, to be honest. That's where I'm going to be at with this. And like I said, this is my wife's, and, you know, she likes mean blades too. She's got a couple knives in her collection that she likes. We have similar interests in some things in life, which is kind of good to have some things in common with your other half. So, you know, in this case, we both like knives a little bit, me more than her. She's more pickier, and we both like pellet guns and BB guns, and, you know, she's got her thing. She's a pistol person. I'm a rifle person because I don't like pistols. I suck with them. So I've never been a real massive fan of pistols, though I've had a lot of them. Some of them I'm okay with, but otherwise most of them, no, really not a pistol person. I'm a rifle guy. Because I'm all about the high precision stuff, and for that, it's rifles all the way, with me at least. Anyway, but they are really cool knives nonetheless. I like the writing that's on there. I have no idea what it says. maybe it does say snake eye on it in Chinese or whatever it is, but whatever. I'll have to look up those symbols somewhere and see. This is kind of neat because I like the scales that are on the blade, and I like these handle grips as well. So that's kind of my thing. But buying these brand new, literally would I do it? As long as they're under 40 bucks new, sure. As long as if it's under 40 bucks, I would buy these brand new. 10 bucks a piece, couldn't say no. Really couldn't. You know, this one here, this was hers. And like I said, she likes the style because I think it's got a cat. Yeah, it's got a cat in here, a tiger. And she's a big cat fanatic, right? It's got other stuff in here too, but she's a big cat person, and you know, that's fine. And the style of that is pretty nasty looking, actually. Kind of like that. It's like a kind of almost like a miniature meat cleaver, really. It's kind of neat. But $4.40 on this one. That's actually the better of the two knives, in my opinion, as far as quality of steel. As far as functionality, well, if I had the choice between two of these, which I did, I picked the Karambit, mainly because I've wanted a Karambit and I didn't want to spend much money if I could get away with it. And I know pawn shops are always going to come up with these things. Even if you look at like a $70 or $80 Karambit on Amazon, you easily get that at a pawn shop for 25 bucks, you know, maybe 30 tops. You know, an $80 knife for 25, 30 bucks, I would go to the pawn shop. But how often does that happen? It's pretty rare, right? So you take your chances on that sort of thing, right? This is why you read a lot of online reviews, watch a lot of YouTube videos on something you're looking at to see if it's something that's for you. So, all right, so now we got to get down to the final scoring here. Well, for everything, functionality, appearance, all that jazz for this one here, the Karambit, I am going to give this thing somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 3.5 out of 5. The steel is crappy, okay? It really is crappy steel. If you look up that model number I gave you for the steel grade, you're going to find out how crappy this steel really is. So it's not the greatest, which makes this more of a non-utilitarian type of knife. It makes it more of, this goes in your little fantasy collection box, okay? Is more or less what you should be doing with this, other than you could use it for training purposes. However, you can get Karambits for training where you're not going to chance cutting your hand at any given point. So get a training version, okay? As far as this one goes, I'll move this into the class of being no problem with throwing this in, let's say, a 4.25 out of 5, okay? Still has the cheap plastic scales for handles, which is fine, but they do seem to be pretty decent overall. You know, it does have a 440 blade, which is decent steel, does hold an edge for a while. It is good for cutting boxes and stuff, like to a certain point. But you will resharpen either one of these often. Just this will be less often than the cheap crappy steel, okay? But otherwise, it is a nice knife. And if this is the sort of thing that you like, and that's what attracts you to it, and you're going to make use of this in whatever purpose possible, like you could use this for camping, fishing, hiking. You can do it with either one, to be honest. But this one here, this is more of like a fighting style knife. But like I said, very much on the fantasy side more than anything, and that's due to the lack of quality steel. But either way, it's a cool little Karambit. I kind of like it. For 10 bucks, I couldn't say no. So, and besides, it gives me a taste of Karambits. Anyway, as far as this goes, though, I would definitely take this in the fishing box. I'd definitely take it out hiking with me if I needed it for any sort of thing, because the 440, like I said, it will hold an edge for a lot longer and better than cheap crappy steel, okay? So this does have some usefulness to it other than being very cool and part of a collection. It's actually something that I would use functionally, maybe even on a day-to-day basis. If I was going to look at this as an everyday carry, and that's what I liked and that's what I wanted, I would use something like this one, okay? Where this, not a chance. This is just strictly for me, it's about learning the Karambit, you know, type of thing, and I couldn't beat the price. And if I do get attached to the whole Karambit thing and I can actually learn how to use this thing, You know, I may buy other karambits, and I like to get pairs, like 2 identical ones, to do training that way. Okay, but for me, it's kind of like a hobby kind of thing. With me, with knife collecting, it's a hobby. Some of them I have for full-on functionality, you know, because I'm a hunter, and those are different knives than this sort of thing. This I would not take out hunting with me whatsoever. But anyway, that's where I'm at on these things. That's where my scores lie. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and let me know if you know anything about the Snake Eye series of knives, your experience with them, what you think about them, and even some of the prices you've paid, whether it's Canadian or US dollars. But please specify which dollar value it is, because I am a Canadian, so I primarily deal in Canadian dollars on my channel, unless otherwise specified in the video. So, until next time, thank you, and see you on the next one.